All right, good afternoon, folks. I'd like to call this emergency meeting, 46th meeting of the 13th elected Town Council of Happy Valley Goose Bay to order. And as it is an emergent meeting, we have a single agenda item, and I will ask for a motion to adopt the agenda. Moved by Deputy Mayor Wallace, seconded by Councillor Rumbold. Discussion on the agenda? Okay, none heard. All those in favour indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Passed. All right, so we have the agenda in front of us. I'm going to turn the floor over to Councillor Palmer. Okay, Councillor Palmer, who will bring forward the motion.
Thank you, Mayor. We received an application to operate a temporary retail operation from 31 Aspen Road. The Great Canadian Dollar Store on Kellen Drive has closed its doors over the weekend and is looking, the company is changing ownership, and they are in need of emptying the current stock on Kellen Drive, and the applicant is looking for permission to operate as an emergency temporary use of a pop-up store similar to what you would see in Christmas, Halloween discount shops in other municipalities in the country and parts of the province, obviously. Section 2.4.9 of our development regulations allows for the town to issue a temporary use permit for this type of scenario. Council can issue these temporary use permits without the typical discretionary land use application, as it is not necessarily not permitted. The application is attached. The conditions of the application are compliance with Municipal Development Regulations 2018-2028, with special reference to Section 5.39 Industrial Light Use Class and Section 2.4.9 Temporary Use Permit. Compliance with all other provincial and federal authorities as required. Obtain application for occupancy business registration at the applicant's cost. Temporary permit may be for a period not exceeding 1 year, but may be extended for an additional year. Obtain any required permits or approvals from authorities having jurisdiction over preparing, handling, and transportation of food goods for the purpose of resale. Therefore, staff recommends that Council approve the temporary permit application at 31 Aspen Road for the Great Canadian Dollar Store to operate a temporary pop-up shop subject to compliance with all the town's development regulations and conditions.
Okay, it's been moved by Councillor Palmer and the CPD committee that we approve a temporary permit for 31 Aspen Road for the Great Canadian Dollar Store to operate temporary pop-up shop. Seconded by Deputy Mayor Wallace. Discussion? I just have one item. I think in the regulation it says on approval of council for the second year. So can we ensure that that section is there as it is? So it's not that it's there for a year, but then upon council approval it can be extended for an additional year, I think is what the regulations say.
Yes, Mayor, that'll be no.
Okay.
It will not exceed 2 years.
Absolutely.
1 year maximum.
But has to come back to council for the extension for 1 year, over 1 year. Deputy Mayor Wallace?
Thank you. That was my question. Temporary permit may be for a period of 1 year, not exceeding 1 year, but may be extended for an additional year.
Yeah.
So we have to come back to council to do this again?
It would have to come back to
council. 2 years maximum.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I think the regulation states that upon approval the council can be extended for an additional year.
Okay.
So as long as that's in there and everybody goes on. Any other discussion?
I just want to say,
Councillor-
I get the urgency here, but I would appreciate in the future, anything like this, that we get a briefing note before, an hour before the meeting. Some of this information, we're just reading it, so in the future, if we could get this
Yep.
sooner rather than later.
What I asked when it came to us when we were here at the last, at the council meeting, was I asked the staff person, I asked Mark to ensure that it got sent to, because he asked me about special meeting or emergency meeting, and I asked him to send it to the chair, given, and I've reached out a couple of times, but given the nature of what, Councillor Broomfield's in St. John's, I wanted to make sure that the committee reviewed it before it came here. So, just given the urgency here, you're absolutely right, and we've stated that several times. I just think the urgent nature of this particular situation is why we are today.
So
Deputy Mayor.
may I ask, did it go to all the committee members?
Not sure. I asked Mark to send it to you guys, and I got CC'd on an email from the CAO to Randy Dillon and to Councillor Broomfield. So with the with the intent that it go to committee before it came there. Councillor Palmer?
Yes, Mayor, I certainly support the recommendation, but however, the same concern. As a member of the committee, first I've seen any information on it was when I arrived here today.
And that,
And, you know, in the fairness of trying to
absolutely.
make informed decisions, and we
Yep.
appreciate that we have.
Oh, no, absolutely, and that's why I asked that it be sent to the chair to be disseminated
Just-
to the other ones.
So,
Councillor Palmer, or Councillor
just to clarify, it was not sent to the committee.
Okay, yep.
Not like myself,
Yeah.
Councilor Pomeroy, and Chair Broomfield,
Yeah.
so,
It was sent to Councillor Broomfield.
yeah,
He's on the email.
yeah,
With
but-
the intent that as chair, he would send it and disseminate it
yeah,
to the rest of the committee. Maybe next time, given what's gone on,
Yeah,
then staff
knowing
could
when
send
he
it to the
is.
full committee. So we note that, Ms. McCauley, please. All right, any other discussion? All right, none heard. All those in favor of the recommendation as presented, or motion as presented, indicate with aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Passed. All right, folks, as it is customary, it is only a single agenda item, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn made by Councillor Compton Hobbs, seconded by Councillor Rumble. All those in favor indicate with aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.